The purpose of this video is to determine whether light therapy has an effect on depression in individuals. Our null hypothesis is that light therapy does not have an effect on depression in individuals, and our alternative hypothesis is that light therapy has an effect on depression. Three groups will be observed. Group one is the control group, meaning they receive no light therapy. Group two receives light therapy frequently, so they get it 1 hour a day on even numbered days, lasting for 1 month. And group three receives light therapy daily for 1 hour, lasting 1 month. So we can use an analysis of covariance because there is a difference between the baseline groups, uh, specifically age. This is because in the groups, the ages are not identical at baseline. And so this can have an effect on the results. And so we want to run an analysis of covariance to kind of filter that effect out. So before we can do an analysis of covariance, we have to check for normality. And so we're going to check for normality by, so I've pulled up my data right here. I'm going to go to analyze and I'm going to descriptive statistics and I'm going to go to explore. I've already kind of done this, but in the dependent list, I'm going to put the mood, and then in the factor list, I'm going to put the group. And then I'm going to go to plots, and I'm going to make sure histogram is plotted and normality plots with tests. Continue. So I just kind of wait for the output, and I can see here are my histograms for the three different groups. So when I check for normality, I want to make sure that there is a bell curve, or they at least follow a semblance of a bell curve. So I'm gonna put that on each one. And as I can see for group one, which is no light therapy, they kind of follow the bell curve. There's like one outlier, but for the most part, they follow the bell curve. So I'm gonna check all three. I'm gonna look at group two, which gets light therapy for 1 hour on even days. I'm gonna put a bell curve on here. And as I can see, it kind of follows that bell curve. So there's normality here. And then lastly, I'm going to check group three and look to see if there's a bell curve here. So I'll just add one on. And I can see also that this one kind of follows a bell curve. There's a little bit of an outlier there, but not too significant. So all three appear to fit the bell curve shape. So I'm going to move on to checking for homoscedasticity. So this is where I look to see if um, it's basically determining whether the scatter is about the same distance from the line of best fit. So I'm going to conduct, oh, wait, no. I'm going to conduct a Levine's test and then see what results I get there. So I'm going to go to Analyze General Linear Model Univariate. And now you can see for my dependent variable, I put mood. For my fixed factors, I put group. And then the covariate, I put age because this is the one that may affect the result. I'm going to go to EM means. And as you can see, I've already put it there, but it's going to display the means for the group. And then I want to compare the main effects, and I want to use the Bonferroni interval adjustment. Then I want to also make sure that I have my homogeneity test there and my estimates of effect size, which if I am able to do an analysis of covariance, I'm going to need that data. So I'm going to go ahead and run my test, and I'm going to be looking for Levine's test. And when I look at Levine's test at 2 degrees of freedom, the significance is 0.244, which is greater than 0.05. So equal variances can be assumed. So now that I know that that can be assumed, I'm going to go down to the test between subject effects and I'm going to look at group. And I can see at 2 degrees of freedom, the significance is 0.008. And so because the significance is less than 0.05, we can reject the null hypothesis, which says that there is no significant difference between the means of the groups receiving light therapy, the different groups, and the amount of light therapy they receive. Um, and then I can also go down to pairwise comparisons to see where the significance exists. And I can see from um, no light therapy to light therapy on even days, it's a little bit above 0.05. So we would say that there's no significance there. But for no light therapy and light therapy every day, we can see that it's 0.009. So the significance is there because it's less than 0.05. And then if I compare light therapy to on even days to light therapy on every day, there the significance is it's 1.0. And so we can say that there, because it's greater than 0.05, it's not statistically significant. And so now that I've evaluated that, I want to know like what is the effect size of this. So I go back up to my eta square for the group and I see that it's 0.04, which indicates a small to medium effect size. And this data is important because it can influence treatment that people would receive for depression or other mental health disorders potentially in the future. Because now that we see that there's some significance to light therapy being used every single day, potentially this could be an additional treatment. Thank you.